and, you know, coming out on top in the tournament. So now just trying to find an angle, a huge shot from Tayson, 124, annihilating his opponent. Now just has to secure one last shot, and there it is, gets the knock. Now 3v2 against one of the trios. However, Steelix trio is still alive, but they seem to be rotating away, and now Tayson getting in, gets two. One more to go. Will he be able to finish it off? But no, gets knocked. 4ZR has to do it, and there it is. Eliminates the last member. 3 eliminations to Tayson, 4ZR, and Nate. And now they are going to continue rotating to zone and maybe even run into Steelix's trio once they reach it.
It's going to be interesting to see if this is a theme we continuously see along the day with Tayson specifically, where, you know, sometimes it does feel like he bites off a bit more than he can chew. Looking to sort of translate that now again. Ultimately, right, you know, some of these teams are going to be looking to do that, right? They're going to be saying, hey, look, let's get a couple eliminations before, you know, 4th zone. Let's get a couple eliminations before we get to 50-50 and roll from there, because like you alluded to, when you're able to just sort of cap off your mats, you know, sort of secure enough mechanical parts and the better loot, you know, things are just a lot easier for you moving forward. And I think a lot of these teams will be prioritizing that.
Absolutely. And what I'm liking a lot from Tayson's trio is that I don't think they're trying to contest high ground here. They know it's a little risky, seeing that they didn't have it in the half and half zone, and they just want to secure that average placement, get those elims, and they don't want to risk anything for the high ground, which is a mistake a lot of teams make, and it causes them to lose all the materials or even get eliminated in the first moving zone. And you don't get much placement points just from the first moving. It's very important to make it as late as possible in the end game, and that's what they're trying to accomplish here. But actually, Sweezy and Andylex are managing to do a pretty good job here as a duo currently, Levin.
Yeah, no, you know, I'm not even too surprised by this. Both have great endgame fundamentals, and you can see here the benefits of just the way they've been able to full top through. They have a lot of control over here, and so lots of angles to work with. Unfortunately, not able to connect with anything. They're going to need a refresh here rather soon, and they do find it. And those mats are going to be incredibly useful for them moving forwards. Oh, so many materials. Like Squeeze will be happy about that one. So now they're going to just be able to continue moving forward, but they've got to be careful. Oh my goodness, like Squeeze! What on earth was that? He's just completely done a 180 and just absolutely destroyed that young person right there. And they're going to be able to continue to move on throughout the game as a duo. What a way to hit a shot.
Poor man, thought he had him. Hit him with the quick 180, absolutely sent him to the lobby. What a shot. But now, are they going to be able to keep up that momentum as a duo? They did get the refreshes with the mats, but now the zone is coming to a close here, and there's not too many, well, not too many trios left, but there is 8 trios, and it's an incredible amount for this zone. It looks like Tayson, Nate, and 4ZR have actually taken the high ground from Janice, Chapix, and Hen. This is an insane match for Tayson's trio here. If they can come out on top and get that victory royale.
I feel like a broken record here. They just continue to do this time and time again. They love to play high ground and they take it so well. And look at this, man. They're just going to continue to find eliminations. You can hear the harpoon there. So they're not going to have any issues in terms of being able to stay up here when it comes to, you know, being able to get that loot. Tayson, once again, though, dropping down. You see, he does drop a bit in health, but able to get the siphon and come back up. Chapix there, I saw him a bit, and he's looking very, very low on HP, and I think he actually does go down there. So those guys out of the game seemingly, and so once again, we're in a position where it's Tayson, Nate, and 4ZR's game to lose. Squeeze goes down finally, and so it seems like the end of the road for that trio potentially. Nate, 4ZR, Tayson, spectacular from them once again.
In the first game, they played a little too aggressive, and it caused them to get eliminated and not get the victory royale, actually coming second. So let's see if they change that up or they keep playing very aggressive, looking for those elims. But I think now, you know, they learned a little bit that they don't want to overextend too much, so they're just looking for angles, but actually gets rocketed into the builds almost, and now they're still doing it. They're going for those eliminations, Levin, but they're not getting eliminated this time. Now in a 3v3 situation, will they be able to do it with the height, trying to get in, trying to get any angle possible for that knock? Manages to get one, looking for the second here. Still a 3v2, Levin. This is their game to win.
Yeah, just great play from them, right? 4ZR playing with the storm, right? Jumping into the storm to get the right angles to be able to hit the right shots. And he picks up another elimination there for his troubles. Tayson once again going down. But Nate and 4ZR look like they will be able to close this one out. He has the med kit just in case. Is the timing right? Yeah, it looks like he just did get it. And so now Nate's going to go on the hunt for Lemon. So heal-off continues.
Will it be enough? Pop the med kit. Now 4ZR is trying to find the opponent.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's
no.
enough. Oh, yeah, okay.
But that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. I was scared.
You get those difficult matches, but if you haven't been playing too well and you're at the bottom, you get in matches with people who are on the same page as you, and you could get a big game. But wow, Mizor here getting a great impact elimination there, securing more materials, but they have to be careful since they are getting pressure applied to them from the high ground, which is making it very difficult to rotate here. But a nice job getting a little bit of tags on that from applying that pressure for just a few seconds, and now continuing the rotation. But this is not looking good at all. Zone is taking 10 damage per second. Will he be able to make it back? 20-10, and he just makes it into the zone, grouping up with his trio. This is going to be an amazing match if he can stay alive.
Yeah, he's done a great job there to just be able to stay in this one. Oh no. Oh no. He just got harpooned back. Oh, he's having a nightmare. He's just been harpooned back. Oh dear. That is not great, is it? He goes down. He's separated from his teammates, but oh my goodness, you hate to see that happen. Gosh.
Not the place you want to be in after just barely escaping the zone to getting harpooned right back into it after that incredible run. But anyways, taking a look at Abby here, actually has a decent amount of eliminations with 6 here in the end game with his full trio alive, tarping it out. Meanwhile, we do have Carrot, Rifla, and Passive on the high ground here, meaning they have the highest percentage to win the match. Also with a big amount of eliminations. I see Scope there too with low HP trying to clutch it out as a solo. It's going to be very difficult though with his health currently, but so far for Carrot, Passive, and their trio, it's looking quite good.
Yeah, those guys are looking to set up to be the takers of this game, but it's not over, right? We've already seen where I've spoken too soon. And so hopefully we can see somebody else will step up. Chips will finally get taken out though. The Flame Trio on the low ground. Oh dear, for a second that looks really scary there for 648, but he's actually able to stay up there. And the Loot Boy players above him, they're looking to try to dominate this low ground right now, and they've got to get more control. You see so many of these builds just aren't there, so you can see now 648, he's trying to get towards the front side and claim as many builds as possible, but the zone is at a standstill. And so for the meantime, they just got to use this time to heal on up. And Rifle, Carrot, and Passive are just looking so strong up on the high ground. It doesn't look like anybody's going to really cause them an issue. It's just a matter of how many eliminations can they pick up. But for the Flames trio down below, can they continue to dominate the low ground here?
It's possible also if they're able to get a rocket, they could contest that high ground by dropping them down with the rocket launcher, but currently they do not have any ammunition for that rocket launcher, but they're doing a good job of staying ahead here. They have to make sure that they stay together because they're most likely going to get an engagement against another trio that's down below, and it's all up to the aim battle there, and there it is. But Flames is a little split here from his trio. One of his teammates goes down, but he gets the knock. Now in a 2v2 situation, will he be able to get another one? Not able to secure it, but now Carrot, Passive, and Rifla, they're all alive. They have the HP they need. It seems to be a 3 versus 3 situation here. Which trio is gonna come out on top? Now 3v2, Carrot just looking for any angle possible to secure that elimination, Levin.
Yeah, and it's at this point where you see the more experienced players in the region dominate games, and this is exactly what they've been able to do. Amplifiers, so, you know, let them know, look guys, there's a guy 50-50 in my building, you know, as soon as you get a weapon, let's come deal with him. And they do so just so well. Pick off that player, they're gonna just profit from that. And so now
going to see who can come out on top. I believe the previous player didn't actually get the reboot cards for his team, so they believe it's better to play it out as a trio instead of trying to do it as a solo or duo. But now Andylex manages to get one elimination here, putting himself in, I believe, a 2v1 situation, if I'm not mistaken, looking to get a big pump shot to finish it off, though. Now with the advantage, getting into the box, securing that elimination, and although Sweezy got knocked, it's...
Oh dear. Passive has just caught him with his pants down. And as I say that, it looks like the high ground team's going to get caught with their pants down because once again, Anderlecht, Squeeze, Snazy, the Pepper high ground take. We've seen this time and time again. It's so effective for them, and there's just not much you can do about it when they do it. You can see they're just speeding around with the Peppers. It's so easy for them.
What an incredible moment to do it as well. The high ground team had no idea. They didn't see it coming, and they just zipped up, took it instantly, got an elimination with it, and now they have control of the high ground as this first moving zone is coming to a close. And with this high ground, if they're able to maintain it, this could be a very big victory royale from Anderlecht, Swayze, and Snazy, who do have, you know, everything they really need to come out on top. They just have to be very careful with how they play it here. They could maybe do a little bit of aggression like Tayson's trio did in the first matches we saw, but overall, if they're able to play this out, this could be huge. But there's just so much chaos right now on the mid and low ground, Levin.
There's so many of these top teams. You know, I'm seeing so many of these top teams. 7 just actually goes down. Bobby picks up an elimination. So Lecce and Bobby do look like they are still up, but they've lost their teammate in the process. I know Benji's team is still up as well, so they're going to have something to say about this. But for the meantime, we're just going to be able to just see Snazy, Squeeze, and Anderlecht just dominate here from above. The elevation is insane right now. They are so high up from the ground, and so it's going to be about slowly being able to close that gap, really just compressing the lobby down together. It's not going to be easy, but definitely has to be their objective. It looks like they do have some contention for high ground. It looked like Aya and Carrot for a second wanted to get involved, but ultimately being forced downwards. Downs 2K is going to be on that second height level as well, and so he might be forced to go downwards as well. Everybody just being forced down below as a result of the aggression from Squeeze, Anderlecht, and Snazy here.
Wow, and they are playing, just applying so much pressure. They have the ammunition required, but actually Snazy's running quite low here. And like you said, there's a lot of tied-in trios alive. I saw Steelix, I saw Lecce. There's a lot of talent here in the mid and low ground, so they have to be careful on what they decide to do here. And Snazy actually gets cut off there by his teammate with the pyramids, but stays alive. And now it's all up to the last moments. There's 10 players alive, which is only 5 trios. Which trio is going to be able to come out on top? Will the high ground take it, or is there some action on the low ground that's going to try and contest them at the end?
Yeah, this game is sort of just fallen into their hands. Snazy snagged. Both picking up eliminations. It looks like Steelix and snagged, or is just snagged right now, is down below. Bayon as well. His teammates Flecken and Diablo have gone down, so it's just Bayon snagged, both as solos, having to fend off against the French Titans themselves. And it's never an easy task. You can see there, just picking away non-stop, not letting up whatsoever.
This is looking very good for Squeeze, Anderlecht, and Snazy, who now are in a 3v1 situation. They just have to play this. They can make mistakes and still do it. And there it is. Gets the victory royale. Than the usual time to complete these rotates, because there's elevation, there's water, there's just so many surroundings in the environment that just complicate the rotation. So it's very important to stay ahead of the zone, and that's exactly what Vidil, Resin, and Noah are doing right now, which is just staying ahead, tarping in front of the zone, and not getting stuck behind looking for some eliminations or anything that can really slow them down. Noah's even kind of seeing if maybe he can make a play for the high ground here, you know, seeing if he can find an angle that allows him to, you know, tell his trio, it's open, let's take it.
Yeah, that was a great play from them there, right? As they're rotating forwards. Oh my goodness, no Riley. Wow. They're about to take height here, looks like it. He's just completely alphaed it. Completely alphaed it. And his teammates will follow suit. And on top of just alphaing it, he gets the elimination. We've got to be careful though now, because Vidil goes down and Reese is on incredibly low HP as well as Noriley. But if they are able to sort of secure this hold on, definitely going to put them in a position to win out this game. And this is great that they're up so high, because the zone is pulling back over the hill like you predicted it would. And so now all those teams down below are scattering to try and make it up. You don't want to get stuck down below. It is so difficult to navigate. And this is going to be potentially a huge game for Noriley and Vidil.
If they can do it, this will absolutely be a massive game. But this zone is not easy to work around, especially if you're a trio that's on the low ground. You have to be careful, because this is just very dangerous. I'm sure a lot of these trios have lost a majority of the materials and now are kind of playing for a refresh. So the low ground's going to be very dangerous. It's going to be full of teams that are just going to get into any box they can and go for some eliminations. So playing a little higher up is not a bad idea. Zone even pulls further into the mountain, but now Talon manages to get an elimination. Has to get another one to stay alive, though. Hits the pump shot. That's 2. Will he be able to make it into zone? There is a teammate in front to help him out a little bit here, but he doesn't have a lot of materials to work with. Trying to pop his minis, trying to make it into the zone. Is he going to be able to clutch this up with the little materials he has, Levin?
It's almost just looking like it, right? He's done a great job to find 2 so far. And now looking for the 3rd, and he finds it. Will he be able to pick up the 4th, though? He needs the material so desperately. The Siphon helps. His teammate does go down, and it means he's left the Fend alone, and he did pick up some materials. And now in a top 3 situation for him, can he just hold on till 2nd? I think he'd be a bit ambitious to go for 1st, but he just needs to use these builds for as long as possible. Hope that the high ground team does take out the other person, and they don't. They go for him. And so now SLQ and Slova in a 2v2 against Reason and Noah Riley. And it's never a favorable position to be in against these 2 German players because they are so dominant, they are so strong. And with Noah Riley with the stink bow in the hand, the mountain coming into play as well. Look at the shots they're hitting Tocata. This is outrageous.
This is insane, but actually be careful because this could be an opportunity for the low ground player to come out on top. But we don't know. We know how good.
It's not going to be easy whatsoever. We've just sort of been focused so much, almost tunnel vision on that fight, that we almost missed this one. Thankfully we haven't, because it looks like these guys have picked up another. They're 7th on the game now. And at this point, you know, you've got to wonder. This has been so impressive, but they can't allow it to slip now. They're rotating in, or they're looking to rotate into a better position in the zone. 50-50 pools very, very far away from them. And so now there is potential for them to get held. And so I do want to see how they handle this, right? This is one of the premier trios in the region. I really want to see where first moving pulled. Hopefully we can sort of get a sort of switch around so we can see where it has pulled, because that is going to be pivotal to how this game sort of plays out from now on. And it looks like it pulls north, and however that doesn't necessarily favor them, but it's definitely the worst case scenario. I think where they are here towards that sort of far west side, they are gonna oh, actually no, so they have sort of pulled it, which is actually nice. They are gonna just be able to rotate relatively freely to some degree. Tayson's got to be careful though. Once again, a bit of the overextension that we were talking about there, and it cost him some vital HP. Making use of the stinks he has available to him as well. Try to create some separation there.
Actually throwing some at the high ground as well, which is an interesting play. I mean, we know that they like to look for that high ground. They like to take it when they see an opening, and that's exactly what Tayson's looking for right now, with already 8 eliminations to their name, getting into a little bit of an engagement here while rotating, but they still do have quite a bit of mats to work with. Just trying to find any angle possible. Almost connects a huge shot there, but unable to do so. And now the zone is about to close in 1 second. Next moving is going to appear, and it keeps going north, so they have to rotate far here and quickly, and they know that. They're experienced. They're gonna try and stay in front of the zone here, but Tayson only has wood left. There is no hard materials, so they're gonna have to look for a refresh soon. Teammate gets dropped, and now they're playing as a duo. Meanwhile, their teammates down below as a solo, which is 4ZR, so Levin, they're gonna figure out something quickly, or else they might end up going down here soon.
Yeah, it looked like 4ZR got dropped into a box with Vino. Nobody wants that. Fortunate to get out though, and now they pick up an elimination for their troubles as well. And once again, although they're not on height where we're used to seeing them, they are able to sort of make a change in this game, have an impact down below, showing off how diverse they are. The dynamism to this team is insane. If you look up on the height, we've got a new team trying to show their dominance. I'd like to see them play this a bit better, right? Not many angles being exposed, sort of staying really high up on a single tarp. They could be punished if they're not careful. Now sort of spreading out a bit more. You can see here down below the low ground domination from Tayson, looking to try and get up this hill now. They are aware of that higher elevation coming into play, and they're looking to manipulate it to their advantage. You need to be careful though, because you can see Tayson only has 3 builds, so he has to be rather conservative with how he uses them.
3 builds, but 12 eliminations, looking for a 13th. Managed to get the knock. Now there's only 1 left in that trio, just absolutely annihilating the lobby here. Managed to actually make it up the hill as well, Levin. So they are just in a great position to find elims, and they are just absolutely destroying this lobby. I mean, you can see how many eliminations they have. This is a phenomenal game for Tayson, Nate, and 4ZR, but Waze is on the high ground with his trio, and they're in a great position to come out on top and get the victory royale. But with the amount of eliminations that Nate and Tayson have down here, currently playing as a duo as 4ZR has fallen, maybe we see a 2v3 situation in the late game come out.
This is an absolutely phenomenal display, Tocata. You can see them here. Low ground execution. Absolutely spectacular stuff from Tayson and Nate going back to back right now. It's incredible how dominant these guys have just been over the course of today. And they're running away with it now. Forget who's on high. Oh my God, Tayson. No. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. There's something he's not telling us, because that was absolutely ridiculous how he's hit that shot. And now in a 1v1 scenario, if Tayson wins this, I don't see how anybody can say he is not one of the best players in the world, if not the best. This is insane. Can he hit the final key shots? 90 HP. He barely misses it. But Tocata.
There it is!
What?
Really? What?
Oh my God.
No. Wait.
No.
Wait,
What? Hold on.
there's no way.
Someone's mugging us off, lads.
I
It can't be a thing.
Are they
It can't be
messing
it.
with us?
They're
Are they
trolling
messing
us.
with us?
They're trolling us, boys.
Fadil, Noah,